Hi everybody and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to investigate the difference between major and minor chords, and to do that we're going to use a handy little device which I've invented. It's a piece of card with some holes punched in it, but it does do everything that it promises. It will show you exactly where your major and minor chords are on your piano, and we're also going to investigate the theory as to why this small piece of card with some holes punched in does exactly that. So stay tuned, we're going to do a demo from the top down and I'm going to show you exactly how to make this. Okay, so in order to make our major and minor chord finder, we're going to need three things. A piece of card which reaches at least from your C to your G key, a marker pen of some sort, and something to make holes with. I'm going to use a hole punch, but you can use anything you like. Now I am going to just give you a little warning. Be very careful with marker pens around your white keys, and also any little bits of paper falling out could get trapped in your keys as well, so just be super careful with that. So first thing to do then is to take the marker pen and carefully just work out where we need to put our holes. We're going to put them on the C key, E key, and also the G key as well. So we're going to put a little line up from here so we can see where to put our hole, one up from there on the E and one up from there on the G. Just make sure to keep that pen well away from your white keys. So once we've done that, we can put our hole punch or whatever you're using into action, and I'll try and show you on the camera. We're going to line it up with the hole and then just punch it wherever you like. It doesn't really matter if it's high or low on the card. That's one. There's two. And the last one, a little bit tricky to do on here, is going to be there. And that's all three holes punched in the right place. It can take a little bit of time just to make that work, but the hole punch is the easiest way I've found, unless you've got something else to do it with. Now before we go any further, I'm also going to write at the top of here major, just so we don't get mixed up later on with which one of our chords we are looking for. So now that we've got all this in place, we can line it up on our C key and we'll find that it's over the C, the E and the G, exactly where we put our lines and now our holes. But the good news is, when we turn this over now, it won't just find major chords, it will in fact find the minor chords as well. The explanation of this is going to come a little bit later in the video, and I'll show you exactly why this works. But if we now play the keys that the holes are over, the C, E flat and G, you can hear the minor chord of C instead. So we can now move this around, going back to major. Let's put it on an E flat, that can be a tricky one to work out if you've not done it before. E flat, G, B flat. If we then want to find E flat minor, we can put our first hole on E flat again, and now we'll have E flat, G flat and B flat. One more then, let's look for G major, that's G, B and D, and G minor, lining up on the G, we've got G, B flat and D. Okay, so now you've made your major minor chord finder, let's have a look at the theory behind how this works. First, we need to understand one musical term, which is the semitone. Semitone is the distance between all of the adjacent keys on the piano. So for instance, C to C sharp to D, D to D sharp to E. And they sound like this. Now this works well, but we've reached a different position on the keys, where there are two white notes next to each other. So this is also a semitone, E to F. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the pattern stays the same in the way that it sounds. both sets of pairs of white notes, one here and one here. So when we're counting semitones, just bear that in mind. Now we know what a semitone is, let's move on and back to our chord finder. We can see that between the pairing of C to E, where our first set of holes is, there are two black notes between them. If we look at the top, we can see between E and G, there's only one black key between those two. And this tells us something then, using our knowledge of semitones. The distance between C and E is a little larger than the distance between E and G. So let's count the semitones and see what the numbers say. So we've got C to C sharp, that's 1, C sharp to D, 2, 3 and 4, if we count all of those pairs of semitones going up the keys from C to E. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. If we then look at E to G, let's see what we get. So 1 from E to F, 2 and then 3. So only 3 semitones, 1, 2, 3 between E and G. So 4 semitones versus 3. And that is the heart of why the major minor chord finder works. When we turn over the card, we can see that the large pairing has swapped to the top and the small pairing has swapped to the bottom. We can now count the semitones between C and our new note of E flat, 1, 2, 3. And we should find at the top that the 4 has moved to here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is then the theory of major and minor chords. A major chord is made up of a large interval at the bottom, known as a major third, and a smaller interval at the top, known as a minor third. Vice versa then for the minor chord. Minor third at the bottom, major third at the top. Well, I hope you've enjoyed making your major and minor chord finders. If you have found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this coming up in the future. Thanks very much and enjoy your journey.